Hi, this is Christina.
And this is Lauren, and we're talking to Sebastian York, one of the narrators of our new audiobook, Beautiful Bombshell. Hi, Sebastian.
Hello, ladies. It's great to talk to you.
We're so excited to have you on board as the voice of Bennett and have a few questions for you.
I'm happy to answer your questions.
Sebastian, you came in as the voice of Bennett Ryan after 2 audiobooks in the series had already been recorded. How did you get to know the character, and how did you decide how you wanted Bennett to sound?
Well, I got to know the character of Bennett through just this book. I hadn't been familiar with the series before, Beautiful Bombshell. I decided I wanted Bennett to sound like a cousin of mine. He came across like a cousin of mine that I more or less grew up with, and so I began to sort of inhabit him.
Are there any aspects to Bennett's personality that you particularly relate to, and if so, how?
First of all, he has this natural wariness of strip clubs, as do I. But there's a kind of adventurousness to him. There's a raciness to him that really came across and was kind of surprising. Ultimately, I think he knows how to have a good time. I can relate to that.
We have a lot of fun writing these books, including the racy scenes, and we hope our readers have fun listening. Did you have fun recording it?
We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, actually.
Which was your favorite scene to narrate, and why?
It was actually a little scene, and it's not one that really jumps out at anybody, I don't think. There's a scene when Bennett and Chloe are negotiating to use the restroom to do their little deed. The bathroom attendant, he seemed redolent of an older Vegas to me. He was like a bridge or a link to the past. For some reason, I can't really put my finger on it, but I got a feeling that it's kind of throwback to an older, perhaps more glorious era of Vegas. It struck me as a kind of little portal in time brought into the present. I had a lot of fun reading that one.
Which scene was the most difficult to read, and why?
I can't really pinpoint a difficult scene to read, particularly in Beautiful Bombshell. I can say, with all honesty, that sex scenes can be kind of difficult, to be honest. I have a few questions for you ladies as well. Beautiful Bombshell introduces your fans to some new characters. Can you give any hints about Beautiful Player and where the story of Will is headed?
So Beautiful Player, as you know, is Will's story, and Will is a bit of a ladies' man. He is a scientist, he is a musician, he's sort of been involved in a lot of things in his life, and he has a lot of confidence in his experience with women. But in general, he's tended to keep women at a distance in some ways, in that he has very structured relationships and very scheduled relationships. And the story of Beautiful Player is really about this little sister of his best friend from college comes kind of tripping into his life and messes up his entire routine.
Why do you think fans respond so strongly to the story of Bennett and Chloe? What do you like most about them as a pair?
So I think the thing that's so fun about Chloe and Bennett is that they're basically like watching a train wreck. They're just like 2 cartoon characters kind of going at each other, and it's crazy, and it just makes it so fun.
Does one of you write the story of Bennett and Chloe and the other Max and Sarah? How do you divide the writing process?
For Bastard and Stranger, we started out writing separate characters, but really ended up writing both. And it's really just about whose headspace we're in, what chapter we're feeling, and just sort of our rhythm in writing. But for Player, it's been a lot more separate, I would say. I wrote Will and Christina wrote Hannah, and those 2 characters are so different that it actually helped for us to keep it separate.
Thank you, ladies, for the chat. It was a pleasure to narrate Beautiful Bombshell, and really great talking to you.
Thank you so much, Sebastian. We can't wait to hear your performance. We've been lucky enough to listen to a few sneak peeks and can't wait to get more.